Hello, hello.
Oh man, that seems like it takes a long time now. It never used to wait that long before we were like live, right? So you're like smiling and looking into the camera. It's
Yeah,
such an awkward thing.
yeah. And I'm a little bit not really jet lagged because you don't really get jet lagged from a 2 hour time difference, but I'm coming back from a trip from the Pacific Northwest from Pacific Standard Time. And so these morning meetings were a little on the early side for
I
me.
bet.
But I will say, oh my gosh, what a fantastic trip just to go back home into, well, first off, the Pacific Northwest. If you've never been to the Pacific Northwest, I highly recommend taking a vacation out there. It's so gorgeous. What's that?
In it.
Yeah, it's worth the trip for sure. I know a lot of people think of rain when they think of the Pacific Northwest. I was actually in Spokane. It did actually rain quite a bit, but that's not the standard. It's very green out there. They do get a fair amount of rain, but it's not raining all the time. Mm-hmm. Seattle gets more rain, but Spokane's inland and pretty close to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So I know a lot of people are familiar with Coeur d'Alene. It is just stunning. And then, of course, the people. Like I always, when I talk about Minnesota compared to Washington, they're so similar. The seasons, you get the 4 seasons. I would say Minnesota might be a little bit more extreme. And then from a people standpoint, you just have very nice people. They like to be outside. I don't know. I feel so, it wasn't a huge transition for me to come live in Minnesota because I was raised in Spokane, but it was so nice to go home.
And tell everybody what the big fun thing you got to do was.
Oh, yes. I went out there because I'm getting ready to turn 50. And so my best friend Heather and I loved New Kids on the Block as when we were growing up. And so we thought, what a fun thing to commemorate our 50th birthday with. So we went out to New Kids on the Block. It's called the Mixed Tape Tour, which I love. So it's New Kids on the Block, Rick Astley, In Vogue, and Salt and Pepper. So, it was so good. It was so good. And it's New Kids on the Block. They know that they've been singing for over 30 years, and they know that these women have grown up with them, and that these women who were 17-year-old, falling all over themselves over these heartthrobs are now moms and grandmas. And, so they play up that, it's so
fun.
Yeah. So fun. Go to that show with an open mind and not be too serious about it and just have a good time. Oh, it was so fun. So yeah, that was a great trip. And now I am getting back in the swing of things, and that feels so good. I was thinking last night as I came home, like, how fun to come home and jump right into my favorite day of the week where we get to do some coaching. So we started off at 8 a.m. Central with our masters. Our masters this month, we're in a new month. And so what we do with the masters is every month is dedicated to a topic. And so for 4 to 5 weeks, they are engaging in new concepts around that topic. So this month, it is all about, we talk about urges. It's urges 2.0, but we're talking about it in the context of how to overcome an urge by trusting your body.
Yeah.
So one of the concepts that they learned this week is, what does it even mean to trust your body? And I would say, it's developing a relationship, starting to communicate better with your body. So much of the time we're up in our head and our mind, and connecting our mind and our body, learning to listen to what our body has to say through the feelings that we're experiencing and what those feelings might mean is really, really important. And the one emotion that we really spend a lot of time on in this month is trust. And I'll just be so bold to say, I would say 99% of people need to evolve trust within themselves. They need to learn how to trust their body. And how do you know if that's you? Well, I would say if you don't trust yourself around certain foods, if you don't trust your body to tell you when you've had enough food, if you're trying to control everything about about what you eat, or you're trying to control your weight, right? It feels really, white knuckly, really grippy. Another sign is if you eat differently around people than when you do when you're alone. That's another sign that you need to develop trust within yourself. If you're out of touch with your emotions, or you just simply don't like what it is that you're experiencing, the way you live your life day in and day out. If you wake up in the morning and you're like, here we go again, same feeling, different day, right? So I would also say if you don't understand why sometimes you are acting maybe against your will, or you're not doing something that you say you're going to do, it does come down to trust. So that's what we're learning as masters. Was there anything that you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, I know. I love when you talked about, you got to learn your patterns and your habits. And when your emotions are running high, it's so easy to go back to those old habits and old patterns, but to respond with protective care and not to respond with a beat down, but that, we're human and we got 50-50, 50 good, 50 not so good. And that's just part of who we are, and that things are going to happen in our life, and that we just need to show ourselves some grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then self-made mind and body, which, by the way, you can start that today if you're so inclined. There is no more waiting for cohorts to have to start. So we used to start it every 10 weeks, and now we're like, why are we making people wait? The minute you decide you want to change your mind and your body, when you're like, all right, I'm ready, you can start today. So it's a 10-week intensive. We encourage you to then go into mastery, which looks more like a membership where you get to learn things, topics like how to trust your body. But the 10-week intensive is so powerful. Like, we call it an intensive for a reason. You are kind of drinking from a fire hose, but what happens in 10 short weeks, we've got people in the program right now who they're just on they're starting week 8.
Finish 7. They're just starting 8.
Yeah. And some of these people are approaching 15, 20 pounds lost already. I mean, it's amazing. And these are pounds that are lost forever, because this is a sustainable way to lose weight, to get to your ideal weight, through learning how to trust your capabilities, your capacity to manage your mind, your emotions, and your body. So what else do you want to say about self-made mind and body?
Oh, it's life-changing in so many ways. You kind of go in thinking, I just got to lose weight and I want to get the weight off. And then all of a sudden you're like halfway into it and you're thinking, this isn't even really about the weight, is it? It's just that awakening and that awareness, and how we just haven't been kind to ourselves. And then once that weight comes off, it becomes not about that. And there's people that, they started losing and they're like, I don't even care about that so much. It's interesting to hear the different perspectives from our clients. Some that are at maintenance and they're loving it and they're just moving on and they're gathering all the information they need to keep their mind strong. And then there's those that, I thought I needed to lose all this extra weight, but I'm so comfortable where I'm at and I'm learning so much. I'm just going to stay here. Love that.
Yeah. So if you want to get started, get signed up. You get to attend the live coaching calls every Wednesday. The lessons come to you via our app. So it's very convenient. You can take this program, on the road with you. If you're somebody who travels a lot, it's so easy to take in the lessons and the application process, where we, have worksheets, and we take you by the hand through the homework. Rhonda does as your advisor. And we get you into practice, right? That's what learning is all about. It's not just about the receiving of the information. It's about applying it and then refining it, practicing it, so that you continue to evolve into that next version of yourself. That's what life's all about, in my opinion. So it's just this constant evolution. And I think we do that at Self-Made You through self-discovery. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, how to learn about themselves. And so we teach you how to do that. And it's life-changing, if I do say so myself.
Gotta agree.
Yeah. So I think that's it. We'll drop the link in the chats. We're streaming across multiple platforms, but we'll make sure we get that in there we've got people starting on the daily. So come join us. It is phenomenal. And I think you will not regret it. 10 weeks, and the price is very affordable. We also have a payment plan that a lot of people take us up on. So we hope to see you. Talk to you soon.